We can get all of our protein from plants. Protein are large biomolecules and macromolecules that comprise one or more long chains of amino acid residues. Plants produce carbohydrates through photosynthesis. The plant takes carbon dioxide 6CO2, water 6H2O and light or heat and produces sugar C6H12O6 and oxygen 6O2. So essentially the plants are making sugar out of air carbon dioxide. Plants also take in nitrogen through their roots and using bacteria transform it into amino acids that make up the proteins of the tissue of all living things. There are 20 different amino acids that make up all living things. Humans can make 12 amino acids, but cannot make the 9 essential amino acids that we have to get from our diet. So all proteins are made from plants. Soil, bacteria, and fungi are extremely important to plants. Vitamin D is created in the human skin when it is exposed to sunlight. Minerals come from the earth and vitamins come from plants and microorganisms. Calcium in cow's milk comes from the plants that drew it from the soil. We can get calcium from the plants directly. Beans are a huge source of protein. Our bodies maintain pools of free amino acids that can be used to do all the complementing of our diets. Also, our bodies have a recycle and reuse proteins in different formations. So if all protein comes originally from plants, then the plants are eaten by animals, and then animals eat animals, then humans eat the animals. Why not just cut out the middleman and get the proteins from plants? So we need to understand plants and nutrition in depth. Let's divine. Fromder, Milton Mills, MD. Chemistry for understanding nutrition. Protein is important, especially when going plant-based. God rained down on them manna to eat, and gave them the grain of heaven. Even when God feeds his people, it is plant-based. Proteins are used for tissue building, energy metabolism, neurotransmitters, hormones, and transport vehicles such as hemoglobin, which transports oxygen around our bodies. Proteins are made of long chains of amino acids which are joined by peptide bonds. All amino acids contain nitrogen in the form of an amino group connected to a carbon skeleton. Human tissues are made of protein. Examples of human tissues are the cornea of our eyes, the iris muscles, white sclera, the hair of our eyelashes, the cartilage of our nose, and our skin. All these tissues are just different amounts of the 20 amino acids. Building a body is like building a house. Proteins are like building materials. So the amount of protein needed depends on the size of the body, how fast this person is growing, and the energy demands. So we should only eat as much protein as we use. Tumors such as lipoma, uterine fibroids, breast cysts, skin tags, skin growths, which are benign tumors, happen from excess intake of protein, particularly animal protein. Cancers are the result of benign tumors that develop a mutation and grow very fast. The 9 essential amino acids are as follows: histidine, valine, isoleucine, leucine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, methionine, and lysine. When you eat protein, it can be used in 2 ways. 1. It can be used for structures, meaning enzymes, hormones, body tissues, neurotransmitters. If you eat more protein than you need, the rest of the protein gets broken down into a nitrogenous amino group and sulfur, which are removed from the body as waste products, urea and sulfuric acid, and excreted from the kidneys, and the rest of the protein is carbohydrates. These carbohydrates are used for energy, certain structures that utilize carbohydrates, or it can be stored as glycogen, animal starch. And if the glycogen stores are full, then the carbohydrates are stored in fat cells. The body does not like to store carbohydrates, as fat has 9x the amount of energy of carbohydrates. Because it takes a lot of energy, 25 more, to store fat. That's probably why people are so tired so often. That's why kids get a sugar rush, because their bodies want to burn the energy off instead of storing it. Our bodies cannot store protein.